right, House of Payne fans, here we are with another Malik focused video. So first off, before I usually go into my social media whatnot, it's incredible to think that the video I did spreading positivity rather than the negativity and trolling that I saw the week after the first couple episodes of House of Payne season 9 aired, the video about why does Malik look so different is now the most watched video on the channel. And not only that, it is my first video to crack 400,000 views. So thank you all so much for watching that video. It was just a 5-minute video I threw together because I was sick of seeing online what was basically a rinse and repeat of what happened to Chadwick Boseman when he went live, and he looked drastically different due to weight loss, of course, due to his cancer, which he never told anybody about except for those close in his circle. But it was just a shame to see a lot of people online, like, making fun of and shaming Doc Shaw for looking so different now compared to the OG House of Payne, that I just felt like I had to speak on it for a few minutes. And I just never thought that video was going to do the numbers it did. So who knows how far it's going to go? Could it crack 500,000? Could it be the first video to crack 1 million on the channel? We shall see. But without further ado, go ahead and like this video. Let's try to get to 50 likes. Also, go ahead and hit the subscribe button because, well, the video is doing well. Let's see if we get the subscriber count up as well. Maybe we can hit 500,000 subscribers or 1 million. Hit the bell icon and select all. That way you're notified whenever I post new content. And also follow me on social media. Links are in the description below. And I did look at the comments on my haves and have not review for last week's episode, counting the cost. And a lot of people were saying, hey, the audio's fine on your new computer, your new setup is good. A couple of people were telling me to possibly increase the volume. So I did increase the recording volume. So let's see how this video does. So if everybody can hear me clearly, can hear me loudly without having to max out your headset or headphones, let me know. But other than that, it's kind of ironic how I did the video about positivity towards Doc Shaw and his appearance. And then in this video, it's about Malik's character so far. And it's kind of ironic because it really is hard to define Malik's character in this season, because I remember during the first few episodes, people were like, what's wrong with Malik? Not just, aside from the outward appearance, but in terms of Malik as a character, he isn't acting the way I remember him. It's like he's not even funny. He's like awkward. And then when he, I guess you could say, begins to act kind of like the Malik we know, it's, wow, Malik's a real pain in the ass, and he's a dick and whatnot, and he's just, a douche. And how is he acting this way? I mean, why is he acting this way? And I have to agree. I mean, Malik, I remember when Jasmine had been missing from the show, and I was saying, man, even though I can't wait to see Jasmine again with the original cast, it's like, I hope they don't do with her in the House of Payne season 9 what they were doing with her in the Paynes, where she always had something smart to say after every sentence that somebody else said. And it's like, we get it, you're the sassy child and you have the one-liners, but we don't need it after every single line of dialogue. And then when Jasmine shows up, it's not even that she always has something sarcastic to say, it's just that the writing is so bad. And then with the accompanying laugh track, it's like, even when the characters are just making a expression, it warrants a ha ha. Like, no. So I can't believe that people, I mean, I'm saying this along with other fans, but I never thought I'd see the day where Malik would be the motor mouth of the family over Jasmine, because in the last episodes where Miranda came over, Malik's the one who's just running on about how awkward it is and how tense it is and how we don't want you here. And then even Jasmine's telling him to shut up. And I never thought I'd see that happen. So I honestly don't really like what they're doing with Malik's character. I mean, the whole stripper thing, yeah, that's a whole bag of worms in itself, but I really don't know exactly what the plan is. I mean, I I don't like what they're doing with him at all. It's almost like he's just there to stir trouble because literally he's just Calvin 2.0 with a little bit of Curtis. I mean, I think was it CJ that said it, but CJ was saying that Malik was just like Curtis, or somebody said that in the last episode. But it's not that he's entirely a smartass, because he did have moments where he said pretty decent things. Like I'll mention this in my review for episode 7 and 8 when I do that video, but I really like the discussion between CJ, Jasmine, and Malik in regards to getting married at their age. And when Malik's like, Dad, what are you talking about? I mean, weren't you and Mom around me and Jasmine's age when you two started to settle down? That was a good line. And every time it seems like we're about to have a good conversation between these characters that isn't based off of cringy dialogue and overused laugh tracks, the scene just cuts to something else that's not even relevant. And I'm like, well, dang. I mean, there are so many little moments in this season of House of Payne which gives off that energy from the original series, but they're in small doses. Now, if the show had more moments like that, I think the show would do extremely well. But if we're still going to oh, hang on, you know what? I'm going on a tangent where I should be saving this for another video. Let me get back to Malik. Not only was he just running his mouth with Miranda, but also go back a couple episodes where he was just talking out of his behind about, you know, how even his siblings were a mistake. And I'm like, dude, your two youngest siblings are standing right there and you're just mouthing off. I mean, he's talking a lot of smack. And I like how CJ called him out, you know, about how you're talking about Miranda and Calvin, but what, you were crying when you got the divorce and whatnot, or was it an annulment? Somebody said it was an annulment on the live stream. And it's like, you're so quick to, I think even tweet this out, it's like, you're so quick to like throw rocks, but you're in your own glass home, Malik. It's like, you're the last person to be who should be talking like this. To be honest, I didn't want to see Jasmine have all these one-liners and a sassy attitude, but to be frank, I think these lines of dialogue would make more sense coming out of her mouth than Malik's. But maybe it's to show that Jasmine has matured more than her older brother. That actually does make a lot of sense when you think about it. But I really think they are they're doing a strong disservice to Malik as a character, where you just have him making these life-altering decisions. I don't want to call them mistakes per se, but to be fair, it's like, you know, who was it? Calvin and Curtis, who gave him condoms and he decided not to use them. Now he knocked up the stripper. But again, it's left unclear as to whether A, she's pregnant, B, if Malik is actually the father, and C, well, no, not really a need for C. Either she's pregnant or not, or Malik really isn't the father. So it's one of those two things. But I really think that Malik has just been written to be this caricature instead of a character. You know, just the fact that he's there to make smart comments and keep the story going with his own crazy antics. And don't get me started on Jasmine and Janine just leaving, but that'll be its own separate video. So with that being said, you know, what do you think of Malik's character in season 9? And no, we're not talking about how he physically looks, you know, due to the weight loss, but I'm talking about how Malik is acting. But to be fair, a lot of people are calling out how they're writing Curtis to be just this old, rude, and, you know, pervert of a man. Well, to be honest, he's not acting. I feel like to be honest, I feel like Curtis is acting more like himself than Malik is acting like himself in terms of how they used to be. And no, I'm not really going to count the Paynes in this discussion, because I've said it time and time again that Ella and Curtis, it's almost like Tyler took their worst character traits and made them the forefront of their personalities. Like, yes, Ella has been the saved. I guess you could say a better example is Ella was the righteous and Curtis is the ratchet of their dynamic. But it's like he made Ella annoyingly saved and sanctified, and Curtis overly annoying, selfish, and rude in the Paynes. In House of Payne, I honestly find them, well, I do actually laugh at them more in House of Payne season 9 than I did during the Paynes. But keep in mind, I'm not saying that the House of Payne now is great. I'm just saying that, or that I'm busting the gut laughing, but I've gotten more chuckles and actual laughs from Curtis and Ella here than I did during the Payne series. But I hope that they do right by Malik soon, and don't make him so much of an unlikable character, because honestly, just the way he's been talking and acting in the past several episodes, I haven't been a fan. So hopefully things turn around. But let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. I'd really appreciate it. Like I said before at the beginning of the video, if this video gets a lot of love, so like it, subscribe, and if you would like to donate to the channel, feel free to do so on PayPal, Cash App, or join Patreon for as little as $1 a month. And I made a post on my community tab a few minutes ago, but I just spent Sunday listing 250 items on my eBay store. So if you want to check it out, there's a link to my eBay in the description box below. It's free shipping on everything there. I set everything to 5-day auction, so the auction should last between now and Thursday or Friday. So check it out. I really appreciate it. It's my second form of income outside of YouTube, so check it out. Lots of electronics, trading cards, and especially action figures. So thanks so much for tuning in, and I'll talk to you in the next video.